Hey, folks. Thank you for joining us. My name is Leo Blitnitsky with Healthy Technology Solutions, and we've got Oliver and Lauren from Repugen joining us today. We're going to be talking about online reputation management. For those folks that do not know what Healthy Technology Solutions does, just a couple of quick slides, and then we're going to talk reputation management. So we are an IT consulting firm that's right now servicing clients in Southern Nevada and Central Florida. And we provide an outsourced IT department for small, medium companies. So everything from cybersecurity to cloud to help desk and voice over IP and everything in between. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time belaboring my slides, but pretty much anything technology related that doesn't require pretty pictures or writing code is what we do. And would love to talk to folks offline after this if there's any questions. And we will be providing a complimentary IT security assessment or a network assessment to anyone that requests it that mentions this webinar. And I'll put this slide up at the very end. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Oliver or Lauren, whichever one is going to take the lead, and we're going to go for it.
All right, thank you, Leo. And let me start by sharing my screen now. All right, everyone. So like Leo said, thank you so much for joining today's webinar. The main goal of the webinar is to go over the importance of healthcare reputation management or how you're appearing online within the healthcare industry. So before we do get started, I just want to let everyone know that we will be answering questions at the end of the presentation. So feel free to submit any questions that you might have in the Q&A at any point. And even if you can't make it until the very end, feel free to submit your questions and we'll make sure that someone reaches out to you with an answer. So now, just to introduce ourselves, my name is Oliver Blanco, and I do have my colleague Lauren Parr also on today. I am a marketing and account manager here at Repugen, and she is the co-founder and product director here at Repugen. Repugen, just a quick little spiel about us. We are a healthcare reputation management software solution that is dedicated to helping healthcare providers in improving their online reviews, patient acquisition, retention, and patient engagement. And before I do go right into the nitty gritty of online reputation, I do just want to go over what are the topics that will actually be covered. And so we'll be discussing what actually is online reputation, how online reviews affect your patient acquisition, the critical components of your online reviews, then tips to build a stellar online reputation. So now with that out of the way, let's go over the first topic of the webinar, which is going to be what is online reputation and how it affects your patient acquisition. Basically, online reputation is the perception of how a practice or how your practice is seen online. It's basically the digital reflection of your brand or services. And so now, why does that matter? This is because in today's digital age, prospective patients rely on the internet to make informed decisions about their healthcare providers or practices that they want to choose. When they search for you or your practice online, like say on Google, they see how your online reputation and how other people think about you and your patient care, which is just plays a pivotal role in whether or not they choose you for their healthcare needs. And so now let's delve in deeper into what online reputation means and explore its impact on patient acquisition. Most searches for healthcare providers, again, occurs on Google or maybe other search engines like say Bing or Yahoo, but basically where your reviews and information are displayed front and center. When potential patients search for healthcare providers, Google often provides a quick snapshot of your online reputation, which includes, say, your online reviews or any essential business information. It's your digital storefront and is what potential patients first see when looking for you and looking you up online. And so if you have poor reviews, it can be or lead to a detrimental effect on your patient acquisition by deterring prospective patients from choosing you. So by managing and improving your online reputation is just the key to winning their trust. And here's a critical point to consider. A lot of happy patients, they often forget to leave a review because they're just satisfied and they just want to go on with their day, whether it's to run errands or pick up their kids from school just after their appointment. But on the other hand, unhappy patients, they tend to be more vocal in leaving online reviews because they tend to need or have a need to get things off of their chest and share their unhappy experience. So overall, your online reviews and reputation just might be underrepresented, where you most likely have many satisfied patients who just haven't shared their positive experiences online. And while it might seem small, uh, there are a lot of supporting data to support this patient behavior. So let's go over some of those stats on the importance of online reviews. Starting off, there is this Bright Local consumer survey that was done last year, where it's found that 98% of consumers read online reviews for local businesses. So again, while this is for all industries, it does show that healthcare is subject to the same consumer behaviors as other industries. So basically, nearly everyone is looking for any product or service, is actively looking at an online reviews to make their decision on where to do business. But with that said, we also did our own research to find out how important it is for healthcare across the board. And so, according to some market research that we conducted on patient behavior earlier this year, we found that 73% of patients consider online reviews before choosing a healthcare provider. People increasingly rely uh, on online reviews within the healthcare industry, uh, and the shared experiences and feedback of other patients when making decisions about which doctor or healthcare practice to visit. So overall, your online reputation is no longer just a part of your practice's image. It significantly influences your patient's choices. So in addition to that, we also found that 79% of patients check 5 or more reviews before deciding a healthcare provider. This means that patients uh, don't just rely on one review, but they also invest time in looking at multiple online reviews to make their decision. And they just want to see how many other patients have a good experience with you so that they feel more confident in choosing you for their healthcare needs. And then moving on, we also found that 85% of patients find that a review's age affects its reliability. So what this means is that patients recognize that the age of a review can significantly affect its reliability. But why does that matter? Why does review recency matter so much? It's because patients understand that healthcare practices evolve, and the quality of care can change over time. They rely on recent reviews to gain insights into the current state of your practice, trusting them more than the older ones. And patients want to choose the doctor or healthcare practice that consistently delivers excellent patient care. And so now that we've discussed how your online reputation impacts your patient acquisition, let's go over the major components of your online reviews. And so basically, understanding what makes up a valuable online review is essential to building a healthy online reputation. And when patients explore reviews, they really look at certain things that are important to them. And these are some of those components. First off is that they look at the total number of online reviews, meaning that a higher volume of reviews can instill more confidence in prospective patients to choose you. Next is the average star rating. So the overall star rating provides an immediate impression of your practice's quality services. Patients often look for high ratings as a sign of quality patient care. Then they look at other patients' comments. Written comments offer valuable context, so patients often seek specific details about how other people had experiences with you, your services and outcomes. They really want to see the outcomes from others that are like them and have similar healthcare needs. And then again, they also look at the recency of reviews. It's significant because it often affects the reliability since they prioritize recent feedback that other patients have left. And then lastly, they look at a company's engagement to that review. Patients may gauge the responsiveness by checking if you engage with reviews by responding to both positive and negative feedback because it shows how you listen to your patient's feedback and try to improve upon them. As an example, take a look at the Google image on the right-hand side of the screen. In this snippet, you can see how different urgent care businesses are represented on Google. A patient is more likely to seek services, for example, from the first one, Marquee Urgent Care, due to their high star rating and volume of reviews. You can see that they have about a 4.6 star rating and about 183 reviews. Uh, but on the other hand, medical clinic plus urgent care, which is the second one, would be less likely of an option for potential patients to choose because they don't have that supporting context or data as to how well their online or how well their patient care is actually like. So this example just illustrates the significance of these different components in influencing patient decisions. And when it comes to online reviews, not all platforms are created equal, especially in the healthcare industry. So let's go over some of the most important online review sites that we found from our market research that we ran earlier this year. Starting off is going to be Google. As you all probably know, Google is king when it comes to anything online. And so when patients seek healthcare providers, they often turn to Google to find comprehensive information and reviews about you. And then followed up is next is actually WebMD at 49% of patients rely on their reviews since many patients check WebMD for different healthcare questions that they might have. And then thirdly is Yelp at about 30%. Yelp is known for its reviews across various industries, so that's no different than healthcare. And so just to tie everything together, these platforms are trusted by patients for their reliability and comprehensive information. Patients often turn to them to gather insights about healthcare providers, read about others' experiences, and make informed decisions. So having a positive presence on all of these different platforms can significantly impact your practice. It can attract more patients, enhance your online reputation, and just ultimately contribute to your practice's success. And now let's go over some simple tips that you can use to build your online reputation for a healthcare practice. Firstly is maintaining accurate online review listing profiles, as it's a foundational step in just building a stellar online reputation for your healthcare practice. So first, you'll want to claim your online review profiles, as it'll give you control over the information presented and allows you to manage and respond to any online reviews. Now, or next, you'll want to focus your attention on the major review sites that hold significant influence in the healthcare industry. So again, such as Google, WebMD, Yelp, and then there are a couple more such as HealthGrades, Vitals, Facebooks, and RateMDs. But just by being present and active on these different platforms, you can reach a broad audience and establish a lot of patient trust. Then you'll want to focus on having consistent information across your different listing profiles. So information such as your name, address, and phone numbers should be just uniform or the same across all of those different profiles. This uniformity ensures that patients can easily find and recognize your practice regardless of whatever platform that they use to research you. And then next, you'll want to start monitoring your online reviews. You'll want to enable, for example, review notifications, as you'll be able to be instantly alerted whenever a new review is posted. This real-time awareness allows you to respond promptly, whether it's to thank a satisfied patient or address any concerns that they might have. You'll also want to do weekly check-ins because consistency is going to be crucial. You'll want to dedicate some time to conduct comprehensive check-ins on all of your online reviews, as you'll want to ensure that you're not missing any feedback and that your online presence just remains up to date. And then you'll want to also analyze that patient feedback. So reviews are more than just star ratings and comments. They also just contain like what patients actually say about you and their experience. So you'll want to dive into those patient comments to understand what aspects of your practice are working well and what might need improvement. So pay attention to recurring themes, whether it's both positive or negative, as they can guide you to enhance your overall business's patient care. And so by diligently monitoring your online reviews, you not only stay informed about your practice's reputation, but also demonstrate your commitment to patient engagement and satisfaction. And then the next step is to honestly just create a way to ask patients for reviews. So basically, boosting your online reputation isn't just about waiting for reviews to come in, but it's about actively soliciting for genuine feedback. An easy way to start off is just by training your staff on asking for reviews. So your staff can just honestly be that missing piece or that pivotal role in generating online reviews, because just by simply asking a patient for an online review, they're a lot more likely to actually go forward and do that. And then you'll also want to make it easy for that patient to leave an online review. So simplify the process by, for example, handing out uh, physical cards that takes them to, say, Google or any other review platform that you want to get more reviews on. This just helps eliminate a lot of friction that patients might have in searching for your practice online. Or you can just use some sort of QR code that you can, print and put at the front desk or maybe on your website, whatever the case might be. But patients can easily scan the QR code so that they can be taken over to your review site instantly, basically, and then leave a review. And then, of course, there are other platforms out there where it will help you in leaving an or asking your patients for an online review. So specialized software like Repugen is tailored specifically for the healthcare industry. And so using a platform like us will help streamline that process so your staff don't have to ask for an online review. Basically, these surveys can immediately go out after an appointment to ask your patients for an online review, thus just making it a lot more efficient and organized for all of your business operations. And then just to show you an example of how it can be, uh, for example, here at Repugen, what we do is just ask any patients after they've had some sort of appointment with your practice. The survey that will go out will typically say, how likely are you to recommend so-and-so doctor or so-and-so business? And then from there, the patient can rate on a scale of 0 through 10, and then leave any comments that they have. Keeping it to a single question just makes it seem less time consuming, meaning that patients will be more likely to actually fill it out and then go on and leave an online review. And then you'll also be able to learn about your patient's sentiments or how they actually feel about your practice. And here's why this question is really impactful. Again, it measures their satisfaction. So the willingness to recommend is a powerful indicator of patient satisfaction. Patients who are highly satisfied with their experiences are more likely to endorse your practice to others. So then you can use a platform like uh, Repugen's AI sentiment analysis to help you dive in deeper about your patient satisfaction. So, for example, Repugen's AI can help you identify any advocates or those that are rating positively on those surveys, where you will be able to use them to ask them for, say, referrals or something like that. And then Repugen's AI can also help identify any opportunities for improvement. So on the flip side, patients who respond with lower ratings will signal areas of improvement that might need attention at your practice. So this feedback can be super important in pinpointing ways that you can actively uh, go on and try to tackle for your business. And so, again, this whole system just basically enables you to basically engage those detractors or those that are rating negatively so that you can address whatever feedback that they have and then potentially even turn them into positive ones and hopefully prevent them from actually leaving any negative reviews online. And then it also encourages promoters or those that are rating positively or happy patients to leave an online review. So overall, by asking a simple question like this, you will be able to gain insights into your patient's sentiment, identify areas for improvement, and have the opportunity to transform patient experiences into positive online reviews that strengthen your practice's online reputation. And now the last tip that I wanted to go over is just to respond to all of your reviews, even the negative ones. And here's why and how to handle them. But basically, your reviews or your responses to reviews have a significant impact on how your practice is perceived online. They can demonstrate your commitment or lack of commitment to patient satisfaction and your professionalism as well. So moving forward, this is how you can respond to any negative reviews. You want to personalize the response by addressing the reviewer by name if possible. It shows that you've taken some time to at least acknowledge who they are. And then you'll want to thank them for the review. And you'll also want to acknowledge any problem that is being brought up. Acknowledging the problem just demonstrates that you're taking their feedback seriously. And then you'll want to apologize and maybe show empathy again if it is a negative review. And then lastly, if it is a negative review, you'll want to take the conversation offline. So for more issues that require more in-depth discussion or resolution, you'll want to take it offline so that you can avoid breaking any HIPAA policies and just go in deeper into resolving the matter with that patient. So by responding to all reviews, especially the negative ones, you can actively manage your online reputation, demonstrate your dedication to patient satisfaction, and turn potentially negative experiences into positive ones. And here's a quick example of a negative review on Google, followed by a response that the owner left from a healthcare practice. You can see that it shows that they addressed the person who left that review and they maintain a professional tone throughout. They acknowledge whatever happened. They try to show some empathy in their response and then offer some sort of resolution by taking it offline. And again, the impact is that this example illustrates just how a well-crafted response can potentially turn a negative review and mitigate its impact online, and also showcase your commitment to patient satisfaction and potentially turn that unhappy person into a more loyal patient in the future for you. And that is pretty much it on the importance of online reputation in the healthcare industry. So just to go over some key takeaways. Number one, online reputation plays a role in patient acquisition and practice growth. Two is star ratings, number of reviews, and review recency affect how a prospective patient chooses a healthcare provider or practice. Three, the importance of claiming all of your online review listings or profiles is important so that you can actively manage your online reputation. Then you'll also want to monitor and create a process to ask for more online reviews. And then lastly, you'll want to be able to respond to online reviews, again, whether it's positive or negative. And then just to tell you a little bit about ourselves here again at Repugen, we are an all-inclusive healthcare reputation management platform that just helps you get more online reviews, recover more unhappy patients, and build an overall healthy online reputation. We also offer add-on services to assist with patient engagement, leveraging reputation with marketing solutions, and a whole bunch more. And so if you're working with a company, a trusted IT company such as Healthy Technology Solutions to make sure that your online identity and data is secure, you'll also want to make sure that you take the next step and start improving how others see you online. So if that interests you, you can feel free to email us at info@repugen.com or visit our website to learn a little bit more at www.repugen.com. And so Now that's out of the way, honestly, I could turn it back over to you, Leo. Or if you have any questions, or if anyone else does have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A section or ask them online.
Absolutely. Thank you, Oliver. So one of the things that that we see when we're dealing with our practices, and also when we're researching potential clients, we always like to look at their reviews, and sometimes it gives us clues as to what maybe we can help with the practice. Where we see reviews like, "Hey, I love the staff, but their phones don't work." Well, that's a hint for us to maybe talk to them about implementing a good phone solution or call center solution, and things like that. Or someone's complaining they got compromised, those types of things. But for practices, especially specialty practices, it's really hard for them to get reviews because of, let's say, it's plastic surgery or urology or OBGYN. One thing is, the doctor was great delivering my baby, but it's different if, hey, I'm having a augmentation surgery or fixing a bump on my nose. People typically are not going to post unless they're angry. How do you draw those positive reviews out, where a lot of people may not want to even let anyone know that they visited the doctor?
So that's a very good question. And, something that we really say, and I kind of mentioned in the webinar, is that you will tend to see that there are more patients that are willing to share their experiences. It's just that they're not asked to do so. So really just by honestly asking a patient after they've had an appointment with you. So for example, you have your staff member ask all of your patients after they have some sort of visit. More times than not, you will actually have someone that did have a happy experience leave an online review. Of course, that's not always going to be 100%. Uh, to you won't see 100% conversion rate on every patient going to leave an online review, but by not doing that, you just have a 0% chance of leaving an online review. So, for example, if I don't ask you, Leo, to leave an online review for my healthcare practice, you won't even think about it, but someone might. And so that's why we always stress to at least just ask the question. If they go forward and don't do it, then that is, kind of on them. But you will more likely start seeing more online reviews just by simply asking them.
Absolutely. Looks like we've got a question from Dr. Gafar. Let me see if we can turn on the microphone and let him ask a question. I think you're muted, Doctor. There we go.
So I will say that when I'm Las Vegas based, I do adult and pediatric surgery. I'm working on opening my own hybrid practice. But for reviews, I post reviews because I think they're important on other people. And I would say the most easy way for someone to make it easy for me, they'll do it even if it's hard because I know the value of reviews. But is for them to send me a text like later, like within the next hour after leaving, when you've got all the chaos that's settled down, and then just like for a hair salon, they're like, "Hey, review us on Yelp," and I'm like, "Sure," and I have pictures because I've donated my hair, so I was like, "Okay, good. I like this haircut. This person was nice. I donated my hair, so I put like a lot of pictures in my review." Not saying everyone's going to do that, but I will say having like a little bit of time as opposed to like giving me a card I'm going to lose because I lose paper like stat. But a text to my phone that I use, I can just like click the button and like leave just the stars and I'm out. Like I think that's really successful.
Exactly, Dr. Gafar. Uh, Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly, but
Yeah,
that
that's okay.
is awesome. So that is honestly exactly what we do here at Repugen. Honestly, any solicitation platform and a specific one like healthcare, like Repugen, what we aim to do is kind of pinpoint when to send out those surveys. So typically, we'd reach out to a patient, say between the hours of say 5 or 7 p.m. because you're pretty much right. They don't want to leave an online review right after their appointment because they want to go in their car, finish up any errands. So they'll receive a survey later on that day to leave that online review. So that's a very good point that you bring up.
And
I
and
guess probably
all
is
Oh, go ahead.
also depending on the platform they found you through, like that's gonna be the one they're on. You know, like if they found you through
Yeah.
Google or Gmail, or they sent you a message through whatever other social media you have, like that's the one they check.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we've seen practices that have been really tanked due to their reviews or because of some information. There have been some practices that a few years back that were sued by an insurance company because the insurance company didn't like how they were, in personal injury space. And so then when patients were referred to those doctors, they would call the referring provider and say, "Hey, why are you referring me to this doctor that's been accused of racketeering?" And those physicians were absolutely great doctors. They had great practices, and it was really a business disagreement between themselves and an adversarial insurance company that created this. And a couple of those folks are no longer practicing because they literally, because of that online reputation, it caused so many people to not want to go see them and to push back on the referring providers, that they literally had to leave town. And that's a horrible thing to happen to someone's business, especially when it's not deserved. So
Yeah,
how
you know,
you
I think
handle that is critical.
gotta take back medicine. We're the talent, the doctors. You can't let the insurance people push us around. Like it's pretty ridiculous. So strength in numbers. Gotta get those. Gotta work along, but also around that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
And I know that the Las Vegas Heals is working on some initiatives to try to get doctors to kind of pull together and really
Right.
address some of the things in the legislature, and that's happening in state of Nevada. And I'm pretty sure that that's happening within our client base in Florida as well. So thank you
Yeah.
very much.
That's how I found out about this event, but I will say when I registered online through LV Heals, I didn't actually get a link to join. So there might have been a lot more people who wanted to come. But then thankfully on your little like flyer, it had your website. So then I went to the website and I was like, maybe it's gonna be here. And then I hurried up and registered and then got the link. So just to let you guys know that happened. And
Okay,
I'm brand new to things, I'm brand new to everything. So I don't know, but I like to give real time feedback. So
absolutely really
hopefully,
appreciate it.
hopefully we're going to send out this as an email to people for replay, and then they can
Yes,
still get the valuable information you shared,
absolutely.
and
No,
also
we
they can come on. So
Nope, it's definitely recorded and it will be shared both through Heels as well as on our website, and social media platforms. Thank you very much, and we'll hope to talk to you. Hope to talk to you later. All right. Any other questions? Let's see. No other questions. Oliver, you covered it so well that people don't have any questions.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
but yeah, but online reviews really are critical. I know that I review anybody that I'm potentially going to see. I visit doctors all the time. I just almost never visit them to see me. It's always me seeing them. Um, but that's okay. But long term, if I need something, and hopefully I won't, like I tell everybody, I don't want to love you, but I don't want to be your patient because that would mean I have a problem. So, if there's no other questions, I think we can give 25 minutes back to everyone's day. Any parting words, Oliver?
I mean, I do just want to say thank you for everyone for joining. And questions don't always come up right here, right then and there. So if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, uh, whether it's about online reputation management or if you want to reach out to Leo, you know where to find him. So feel free to reach out to us if you do have any questions, and we'll be happy to answer them for you.
Absolutely. And we can definitely help help put any practice together with Repugen, because we're going to be working with them and recommending them to a lot of our clients, because this is critically important. And for us, our practices that we work with have to be successful for us to be able to be successful. So it's not just keeping them cyber safe and their computers working, but it's really making sure that any business processes that we can impact in a positive way get impacted. So with that, on that note, I think if no one else has any questions, going once, going twice. I appreciate everyone that joined us, and thank you very much, and have a fantastic rest of your week. Bye bye.